Welcome to our class for this quarter, which is Meteorology 10, Weather and Climate Processes. And so if you don't know what that means, it means we're going to be talking a lot about the weather this quarter. My name is Terrence Mullens, and I will be your guide throughout the atmosphere this quarter. Now, before I begin, let's talk a little bit about me real quick, just so I can introduce myself to you guys. My name's Terrence Mullens. You don't have to call me anything else if you don't want to. You can just call me Terrence. If you prefer, you can call me Mr. Mullens. Don't call me Dr. Mullens or anything like that. So just a little bit about me. I am a California native my whole life. I grew up in Southern California. I'm from the city of Long Beach, and I'm also a product of the California Community College system. I got my associate's degree from Long Beach City College, and then I moved right down the street, got my bachelor's degree from Cal State Long Beach. However, with everything that I was doing, the one thing I realized I really was passionate about and really wanted to talk to people about was weather. So I decided to pack my bags, move up here to the Bay Area, and I got my master's degree in meteorology from San Jose State University. Now, the one thing that I realized as I was up here in the Bay Area and getting my master's degree was that out of everything that I was doing, the one thing I really enjoyed doing the most was teaching. So I got a chance to try weather forecasting. I got a chance to do some field research. I got a chance to write papers. I got to do all kinds of really cool things. But the one thing I really enjoyed doing the most was teaching. And so, as a result, I decided that that was the career I was going to pursue. Now, once I finished my master's degree, I moved back to Southern California. I have a lot of family there, and so that's really where my life took me. And while I was there, I taught part-time at several different schools, and I got to teach things such as geology, oceanography, earth science, and a little bit of meteorology. But eventually I got the opportunity of a lifetime to come back up here and teach here at De Anza College. And so that's what I've been doing now. That's what I'm doing now. So you can kind of consider me an academic ping pong ball in a little bit of a way, back and forth. But that's really all you need to know about me. I'll introduce myself a little bit more in our first discussion. Now let's talk a little bit about this course. So this course is what I would consider to be one of the more interesting courses that I've ever taken, but that's because I love the stuff. But we get to talk about a science that we see in our everyday life. If you take a course like chemistry or biology, you're talking about things on a molecular level, on a cellular level. They're valuable, but we really never get to see them in everyday life. But what we're going to be talking about in this class, we see in our everyday life. And specifically what I'm talking about is weather. So it affects our everyday life. I'm sure that you all know that, from what you wear in the morning to the food that you eat. Weather has major implications on our life. Now, we're going to talk about a lot of really cool topics this quarter. We're going to talk about dynamic weather, so why does the wind blow? We're going to talk about extreme weather, things like tornadoes, hurricanes, severe thunderstorms. We're going to talk about why rain falls from the sky. How does that water even get up there? We're going to talk about all the different facets of our atmosphere and how they all play together to give us weather. Now, before we do that, there are a few specifics we need to talk about. The first one is the textbook. And so I'm holding the textbook now. There's an image of it on the screen as well. And this textbook is essential to this class because this is an online class. I'll still be lecturing via video, but let's face it, you're not going to get as much face time with me as you would in a typical lecture class. And as a result, the book becomes more valuable. So you have to buy the book. There are going to be reading assignments. I'm going to be quizzing you out of those reading assignments. Now here's the good news. This is the more recent edition of the book. This is the 7th edition. of this book, Essentials of Meteorology by C. Donald Aarons, a fellow San Jose State alumni, by the way. Yay. And it's also considered the standard in meteorology texts. But you don't have to buy the most recent version. I am totally fine with you getting the 6th edition or even the 5th edition. The science hasn't changed substantially between the older editions and now. There's some new stuff, and I'll update you on that new stuff. But for the most part, science hasn't really changed too much. So getting an older edition is just fine. Now, before I jump into everything about the syllabus and all the rules and regulations of this course, the one thing I really want to stress is that I'm here for you guys. The biggest reason why I got into teaching was I wanted to be one of those professors that students walked away from feeling like, man, he was so willing to help and so eager to see us succeed. And that's really the case. And so even though this is a general ed class, it's also a science class. So there's going to be times that you're probably going to feel a little conflicted or a little confused about something. That's normal. That's totally fine. And my goal is to help you through those rough patches. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Now, I'm going to leave the syllabus up to you guys as far as reading it on your own. So I'm not going to talk a lot about that. But what I did want to do for just a few moments is talk a little bit about the course website. Since this is an online class, the course website is essential. So, got my mouse here. So, the course website is on Canvas. And I assume that all of you have played around with Canvas a little before. I'm going to move myself. All right, down there. Okay, so I'm sure that most of you have done something on Canvas. If you haven't, we have tutorials available here at De Anza College. So, and it's not that hard to pick up on. It didn't take me too long. So, but if you haven't had experience with Canvas, definitely get a little bit of help preparing yourself for it. But, and I'm always available via email as well. So this is our course webpage, and as you can see, there's not a lot to it yet, and that's just because the class is just starting. But as time goes on, I'll update this and I'll add stuff to it. Now, before I continue, there's a few key things that I want you to know about. The first one is the syllabus, which is already available. So, it's right here. And if you click on it, a PDF pops up and you can download our syllabus. So, take a look. Here it is. There's our syllabus. And this basically is the terms of service of this class. So, think about whenever you download iTunes or any kind of new software or anything, there's terms of service. Well, this is basically that. The difference between that and this is that this is a lot shorter, and I actually expect you to read it because, come on, let's face it, very few of us actually read what we're agreeing to when we actually download all that stuff. So I actually expect you to read it, and if you read it and you understand it, you're going to be a lot more comfortable in the class as well. But everything you need to know is available here. My office hours, which, by the way, this is formally just for administrative purposes. The fact of the matter is email me whenever you need to email me. Don't restrict yourself to just those times. My email address, Mullens, 2 L's, Terrence, 2 R's, 3 E's, at fhda.edu. Here's my telephone. Because it's summer and because this is an online class, I won't be in the office as often, but it's still worth a shot if all else fails. But I'd say email me. Classroom is totally online. We're not going to do anything in person unless you guys want to get together and have like a big lunch or something. If you ever do want to meet with me in person, I'm totally fine with doing that. Just set an appointment with me and we'll make it work. I am at campus. My office is S48A, But since this is an online class, I assume that you'd rather have online office hours. But if you want to meet with me in person, we can totally arrange that. So I'll leave you to take a look at the rest of the stuff here, student learning outcomes, course website, and all that stuff. The schedule is down here at the bottom. One of the things before we get too far into this course that I'll warn you guys about, and not to scare you away, is because it's a summer class, we're taking a 12-week class and we're compressing it into 6 weeks. So with that said, it's going to go fast. My lectures are going to go fast. The activities are going to go fast. But I promise you that it's nothing that is not doable. And in fact, I took my first meteorology class online and did really well. So, and summer classes, even though it looks like things are going in rapid fire succession, I usually find them to be pretty fun. So anyway, take a look at the schedule. Keep note of all the important dates, last day to drop, and so on. And then, of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Going back to the website, the other key things that I want you to see on this website are announcements. Any announcements that I need to make to you will be up here as soon as the course opens in a few days, which I'm taping this before that happens, which is a good thing. But before the course actually opens, you'll have announcements up here. The next big thing I want you guys to see is what are called modules. So rather than doing individual assignments, I'm splitting this course up into 10 individual modules that are topical based. And so, and they're outlined on the syllabus. And I've already put up all the stuff for Module 1. It's up here now. And all the stuff you need for Module 1 is right here. And each module consists of 3 deliverable items, as well as a set of video lectures, which I'll upload, a review sheet, a practice quiz, and then the 3 deliverables are a discussion, that's this right here, module activities, and usually what I'll do is I'll split them up into different activities, and then a module quiz. Each module is due at a specific due date listed on the syllabus, and there is a little bit of leeway for if you want to turn in or if you need to turn in something late, but there is a penalty to that. So my advice to you, get it in on time and make sure that you're working hard to stay up with those deadlines. Don't wait till the last minute, because if your computer crashes or if the internet goes down or something like that, I'm still holding you to that deadline. And that's just because that's what's fair. All right. So let me take a look here. So modules, I'll keep your grade updated. You can click on grades and it'll tell you how you did on different activities. Some of the activities I have to grade manually. Some of the activities are more quiz-based, and so they will, you'll get an automatic score, and so on. All right, so I think that's it for now. So that's it for this first introduction video. I will start with lectures in the next couple of moments. So till then, I'll see you guys then.